Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another fantastic night here at the University of Wisconsin River Falls. We are going to be looking at some League of Legends today. I am joined, as always, by the wonderful Gavin. Gavin, how are you tonight?
It's great to be here. We don't have any of our observer stuff, so I don't know if you know the keypads for that, but if you want to do that, otherwise I can. Well, we got a two-man show here for you today. Our producer is taking a hike. He's over in Stout this afternoon, so he is coaching remotely this wonderful River Falls team who's had a great run in NECC this year, and we're looking to end it real quick, or end it real strong. I believe we are in playoffs right now against Alabama, Huntsville, and so we're so stoked for this wonderful opportunity to again be on the River Falls campus and cast some League of Legends. So we got some technical obstacles to overcome first, but we'll get there. First up, I mean, we were trying to figure out, which side is us for the stream layout stuff, and we see our lovely new jungler Sparklebutt on the Jarvan, which we've not seen from River Falls this year, and we are super excited to see this pick. We love some Jarvan, and we love some beefy, brawly junglers, some good initiator junglers, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see from this Sparklebutt guy.
Yeah, something that we were talking about before the stream is their ranked game that they're scrimming and warming up with. Sparklebutt was actually on that Jarvan beforehand. We were talking about how mechanically skilled this kid is, despite looking at his rank stat. This is somebody who definitely can compete with the old, wise individual, the alumni that we've seen, some of the old guard of Peach, Fridgley, those old junglers that we've known to come and love, and I have nothing but high expectations for this young kid. I do think, however, looking at this jungle matchup, the Amumu will have a small advantage, at least going into the early game and in some of these team fights. However, if Jarvan can secure these single target, high priority individuals, I think River Falls is going to run away with the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Amumu has a real good, real easy point-click stun. Basically, it shoots out a little bandage, and he tethers them, stuns them, and then jumps on them, and then he gets that bandage back in a couple of seconds. And then towards the late game, he will go in with that, press R, everything in a big old circle around him will get stunned, and then, Alabama, Huntsville will just do their thing. But having this Jarvan, they can help single out specific targets, jump on targets, have that Cataclysm available, and hopefully, single out and pin down, especially this Janna, this Jinx, and this Ryze are going to be really, really tricky, especially with Phase Rush, and Jinx being Jinx with the movement speed that she gets, especially after she grabs a kill or a takedown. Then having that Jarvan there to really pin down and have that cataclysmic wall around her to make sure she's not going anywhere. We do have some range on the side of River Falls, especially with Arrow Hunter back on this Mel, seeming like a comfort pick now, and then Eerie on this attack damage carry of a Misfortune, which we were also just talking about before this. We were so excited to see Eerie on these hyper carries and these real hard, real damage heavy ADCs.
Looking at something we haven't talked about too much is the top lane of Alezria. We know that it's very comfortable in this connector pick. We're very happy to see it. The scuffle here in the bottom lane. Let's see if I can finish my thought before anything happens. Revan uses that bandage toss to stop Sparklebutt, but Sparklebutt has backup. Wadsworth and the Jarvan are now on top, but this Mummy is dealing some bad damage. That's exactly what I was talking about. The early game from the Amumu is going to be slightly stronger from the Jarvan, and unfortunately, River Falls is coming out licking their wounds on the backside of that 0-2 advantage for Alabama. But as I was saying, Alezria, looking in the top lane, which is hopefully a little slower right now, is running that Renekton into a Yorick. Now, a lot of Yorick mains will say that a Renekton is a no problem. However, the Renekton is going to be relatively happy with this matchup, as the Q heal is based off of the damage you do to all surrounding enemies. This includes the little minions that can jump on you. So a lot of heals and a lot of sustain can come through from this Renekton, just because the Yorick is a champ. This is why you don't typically pick Wukong into things like Renekton, as Renekton can also heal off of the clone as well as the Wukong itself. The more people that are within melee range, the better the Renekton is going to heal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Yorick is just going to be all up and all around, but Renekton having the AoE available, and then especially at that dash, he's going to be able to get around that tar trap really easily.
Unfortunately, I think Lesnar is going to miss out on this canvas.
Oh,
he's actually going to dash, slice and dice for the 80. Tilted top laner.
He was waiting for it. He was waiting for it, but he didn't quite catch it. had that extra dash since he went through something, was able to get right out, and thanks to that Q and thanks to some regen pods, he's able to get back up to full. We might see something here on mid lane pretty shortly after these Raptors are taken, with Sparklebutt seeming to be a lot more vocal on this team, which is great. We love to see it. We love to hear good comms coming, especially from our jungler, who's kind of all-seeing, all-everywhere type of guy. And Alezria really trying to lay into these minions to help the turret take a shot on this Yorick. But back towards this bot side, I think River Falls kind of understands that if they grab that first Drake, they ought to grab that second Drake. But if they don't grab one or the other, then if they don't grab that first one, then it's okay to let that second one go up. Then they can completely full 4-stack that buff, whatever it's going to be, and then and then go from there. So having that third Drake, it's either a third Drake or first Drake kind of thing. So we'll see what kind of momentum River Falls wants to play through here after that first Drake.
The Yorick is never fun to lane. Right now, I understand the Renekton is going to pull in some hard value, especially in that late game where the Yorick most likely just split pushes, but especially after you hit level 6, there's not much that even a Dominus empowered Renekton can do against Yorick and his wife.
Amumu's been spotted on bot side, but they don't know Sparklebutt is here. Sparklebutt is here. He hasn't thrown out his dashes yet. They're going to damage and really punish this Amumu and not expend anything. Really well played there by River Falls, just keeping this Amumu off. He does have the smite, both smites up and available, both junglers at level 5. Ooh, and we're going to do some damage here. Sparklebutt dashing in on this Raven. Arrow Hunter is going to flash forward, throw out the stun. Amumu is going to answer with a stun of his own and get on out of there. Ryze left kind of do his own devices in that bush. River Falls does have some sight on him. They're going to chase him back, and then they're going to both reset for Drake here.
Neither jungler has level 6 yet, so we do not have the Cataclysm or the Curse of the Sad Mummy. So I think that's why both junglers are opting just for a back and maybe picking up a camp on the way to the
Ooh.
River Falls will have bot prio for the
I like that.
couple minutes, especially if Eerie can get a free back here pretty soon.
I know it's the end of the season, but I think I'm really falling in love with the direction that the River Falls team is going, especially with Wadsworth playing more of these tank and melee ranged supports, which he seems to be finding a home with, because this Rel is I mean, just really good, really utility heavy in general, not really going to do so much on the terms of enchanting healing, which is probably what he's used to, but just being a body, being in the front line, which is really something that River Falls was struggling with for a while, but they need that extra person in the front lines. They need so much extra CC, and that's exactly what Rel's going to provide.
Absolutely. Tilted top lane are now going for a little bit of a rotate, maybe just boarding up for the grubs. I think Alabama wants to prioritize this top side objective. However, Sparkle is going to maybe contest. Yes, he actually uses that QE just in. Sparklebutt gets one shot, though, by the Yorick cage. The Cataclysm will not bail him out. Unfortunate misplay from the River.
Oh!
Pops the ultimate before the Ryze can flash forward and deal enough damage. That is now a Ryze death and a Ryze flash. Goodness gracious, Aaron.
Yeah, that was wonderfully played. He saw his moment. He saw that there was junglers and there was stuff going on over on the top side and in that Rift Herald pit, and he wanted to take care of that. I think it's O on the keyboard if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, I mean, that was the first objective. We rarely see Void Grubs get taken as the first objective on top side, but there's just so much prio with having a Yorick on the top side, just pulling little Greebles from the grave, and especially since Maiden is up, he's able to just really lay into this turret. And, you know, Alezria, keeping composure, keeping strong, he's got the refill pots available, he's just doing what we know Alezria to be really strong at and really comfortable with doing, which is turtling on topside, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's hopefully going to get his chance towards the mid to late game to really capitalize on all of this hard work that he's been doing, especially with keeping this other top laner in check, and then, you know, laying into these other teams, these other members of the team.
Aaron making a fantastic play in the mid lane. However, the remainder of River Falls will lose out over the entire map as we do see those grubs fall to the side of Alabama. And if I'm River Falls, I would be pissed. Speaking of pissed, I am pissed at myself. I was muted that entire time.
Oh, no!
That's okay. We're going to be back in it. Looks like Alabama's going to shape up for a Drake. They're going to pull out of the pit. Nope, you're going to use that bandage toss to just go right back into the pit. I don't believe Sparkle's going to contest this. He does have the EQ combo to get over the wall and potentially smite fight it. However, there seems to be enough CC on the side of Alabama that River Falls does not even want to try and contest it. The first Drake will go towards this red side.
Yeah, River Falls was able to crash that that wave on bot side, so they at least saw what was going on, see, hey, how can we capitalize on this in some way in a resources form. And Sparklebot's going to do his EQ and Cataclysm onto this Rise. Rise is too focused on this Arrow Hunter to care about Sparklebot, but the ultimate's going to come out from Arrow Hunter. I was going to say that kill was going to go to Sparklebot on this Jarvan, but more money in the pockets of Mal as he's already got the Blackfire Torch. So again, Tussle is going up on bot side. Amumu is coming in. Wadsworth sees it, getting out with the remount, and then with that E availability. And Amumu is looking for possibly the Curse of the Mummy here. Huge stun coming up from Wadsworth. Oh my goodness, that prevented Amumu from going in on Eerie during that ultimate. That was so well played from Wadsworth. I cannot believe it.
Oh my gosh. Flashing forward into the MF ult, then magnet storming 2 members of Alabama. That was absurd. Tilted top laner now getting ganked from Arrow Hunter in the mid lane, but he just flashes forward and one-shots him. Shovel to the head is going to be enough to take down this Mel and shut down the mid laner from River Falls. Blackfire Torch will not be enough. Speaking of not enough, Sparklebutt with that little tunneler and the hammer will also not be enough. It will not prove to net any sort of kill for River Falls on this top side. Now Lesria is a little worse for wear right now. He's getting hit by the Rise. There's just so much damage coming out. Not another turret shot would have taken down Prem, but he's able to phase rush out before aggro is going to continue to be picked up. Now, something that I was saying as I was muted is that was a great capitalization from River Falls earlier on that mid lane play when Arrow Hunter got his second kill onto Prem, is because the flash was called out after that 1v1 kill from Arrow Hunter. So Arrow knew exactly what to do and what to call the jungler for. As the Cataclysm came through from the Jarvan, the Rise had nowhere to go. He did not have flash, he did not have ultimate up, he had nothing to do. Now Zapak is going to get caught in the mid lane. However, he's just going to flash away before Arrow Hunter's root can land onto him, and he will live for another day. But that is going to be the Janna flash out. And this is a very squishy character that may be prone to another gank.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a little bit of a jungle tussle here in the over this scuttle, but some reinforcements coming in from the side of Alabama Huntsville. And River Falls is going to have to back up, and it looks like Amumu had taken it during that time anyway. But, oh my gosh, Yorick is on bot side. What's going on here?
This is not going to be
we're
fun.
force stacking bot side.
This is a pretty good overload timer for Alabama. However, River Falls seems to really want to respond. The Janna Tornado will hit 2 members, forcing the retreat.
Like, just outside of the Rel stuns, and then just outside of the Sparklebutt knockup as well. But he's going to maybe catch Janna on there. Janna does do the ultimate there, pushing out Arrow Hunter, but Arrow Hunter has that execution available with the ultimate. The Ignite will get the jinx from Wadsworth. Hell yeah, we love to see it. River Falls is not done fighting and tussling, and they're going in. Oh my god, Alessria is teleporting behind. Finishing out Mumu, and Rise just barely got out of that with his life with that ultimate.
I can't believe that he was able to get out. Alessria, unfortunately, just too preoccupied taking down the Revan of Amumu, or rather the Amumu of Revan. However, because that stun was down, Prem was able to get out with the Rise ult, but the damage has already been done. A lot of kills going towards River Falls, and they are able to swing back into this game. Tilted top laner on the Yorick is going to try and go for a tier 2. He may be able to get it here with that wife still at 1600 HP. Yes, he will. Now Tilted top laner is going to try and fight. No, he's not. He's just going to pull all the way back as a full wave is crashing into him. He has no idea where Sparklebutt is. But good job from River Falls. That Magnet Storm MF combo yet again netted 3 players, forced out the flash from Blamp. Jinx no longer has flash, is going to be a huge priority target for River Falls in the next team fight.
Janna no ultimate as well.
There's going to be no ultimate from the Janna, as I was just about to say that.
Yep.
Everything was expended to try and get out of that situation from Alabama, and River Falls still capitalized on that, netting, 4 kills at the end of it.
If I'm River Falls, I just say that the team fight ability of this team right now doesn't matter that they're down in kills, doesn't matter that they're down in gold. Everything that has happened up until that fight was like kind of solo lane ganking type stuff. That fight was the first full team fight that we got, and River Falls took all of that home.
Unbelievable from River Falls. Ooh, nice little deflect from the Rise Q, doing a little bit more damage to Prem. However, Roa has been completed, and he will be super tanky. You got to be very careful against a completed Roa with tenacity boots on this Rise. Blackfire Torch isn't going to be doing enough damage. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's going to be a big stun onto Wadsworth. He's forced to just get away. A flash under the turret, under the bottom lane. Prem will pick up the kill, but instead get traded out. It will be a 1-for-1 trade on the bottom lane. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Revan trying to run up with those sobbing cries, dealing so much tick damage. damage after Leandres has been completed onto Eerie, but he still stands tall. Bandage toss over the wall will stun up Sparklebutt, but Sparklebutt is there for the backup. He ends up getting his own life to try and save Eerie. Eerie is able to trade one back, but the bandage toss comes out again. You have 2 charges of that, but it's not going to matter.
That's Eerie.
How many
That's
charges
our
of the bandage toss you have when Eerie is on the board. This BT is putting in so much work.
Woo! I don't think we've been able to see something like that from Eerie this whole season.
My God.
This is his element. I'm like, this team. This is exactly what River Falls has needed. They were missing a strong tank fighter melee character on the support role. They were missing this huge just bruiser Jarvan who's able to survive in a fight like that from the initial point of him EQing in to the very last moment right before Eerie was able to grab that kill on the Amumu. That is exactly what River Falls has been looking for, it seems. Eerie has finally been able to keep this. He's got 7 takedowns out of 11. I mean, if I'm River Falls, my team fights are, I'm looking.
You can see the fire in his eyes chasing down Zapak to kill that Janna before even turning the attention to the Amumu. And then Amumu just delivered himself on a platter. It looks like we're going to get another fight right now. Revan gets stunned up from the Rel. Redemption is forced to be popped out onto Blamp, Zebek, and Revan, healing up a little bit more onto this red side. But now, that is your entire kit dumped out just to peel off these members of River Falls. We still have a couple ultimates that are on the board. Zapak is about to get back the Janna ultimate. Looks like it's going to be about 5 seconds maybe. Arrow Hunter pops the Mel ult instead just to deal a little bit more tick damage across the board and get some vision. It does provide vision, and that is what secures the second Drake of the game for River Falls.
Absolutely, yeah. He was trying to definitely a really good call on stunning that, queuing that Jinx, and then popping the ultimate just to make sure that they're going to be forced to either go back to a really safe lane like this mid lane, or just go back to the Fountain. As we've done some lane swaps here, mid lane is on bot side, bot side's on mid side, and we're fighting out for this Rift Herald. And River Falls is looking for something here. Some stuns are going to be available for Wadsworth, the Magnet Storm, and these WQs. Some teleports coming in. Take it away, James.
Wadsworth, I think he's just going to give his life. I don't know if they're going to turn and fight. They are going to turn and fight. The MF all lands true onto one member, but that's all going to be what she wrote. Prem falls. Next is going to be a double kill on the docket, but this time instead for the Jinx as the kill feed pops up red twice. Arrow Hunter is now being chased out by Revan. Revan is unable to do anything with the E damage and gets rooted up from the W from Mel. Mel brought down to about 1 HP, but ends up getting killed by the minions and the tick damage from the Leandres. However, despite being turned around and failing into that fight, River Falls had really good target prioritization right there. Wadsworth giving his own life, stunning up as many people and locking down the CC in that little chokehold on the top side of the river, just so Sparklebutt can EQ not onto the enemy team, but onto the Rift Herald and smite it out of the hands of Alabama.
Absolutely.
Rift did go in the way of River Falls.
I didn't even catch that.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that it was killed. I mean, if I'm Alabama Huntsville, we know what we have to do now. That Amumu roamed all the way around that large rock, which is why River Falls was able to jump in, smite that Rift Herald almost uncontested. Granted, in the smite perspective, because Amumu was all the way around this rock trying to get up and stun Eerie, and from that point, that's when Arrow Hunter and Eerie fell, because Amumu was there. Curse of the Mummy came out, stunned both of them up. York threw his little Greebles down, and that just melted out our ADC and our mid laner, unfortunately. But again, if I'm Huntsville, I have to find that, I have to look for that, and that's going to take out at least one of my members of my team from being right in the middle of a fight, which leaves Ryze vulnerable, which leaves Jinx vulnerable, and Janna vulnerable. Yorick is going to have to be tanking a lot of that.
So this Yorick is going to be a menace 2-0-6 with a lot of CS and a lot of items under his belt. He will be difficult to handle. However, the biggest person that River Falls needs to be on the lookout for is this Jinx. IE and Jintal arrows have already been completed. This Jinx is going to start doing damage. It's only going to get worse from here with a hyper carry like this. MF can hold her own weight, especially with BT and Collector completed. However, not going to deal near as much damage as the Jinx can in one single swoop. So as long as River Falls can use this Cataclysm and all of this engaged technology that they have, especially with this Rel, I think that they can jump onto the Jinx before she's able to dish out any damage and then clean up the fight afterwards.
Yeah,
it's all about the kiting game. We've seen River Falls win these fights by kiting out abilities, bringing the enemy to them, trying to bait them into some sort of little chokehold or a kill hole. Something for River Falls to get the upper hand instead of just going for a 5v5 flat-on-flat front-to-back.
Absolutely, yeah. Otacon is available here now. River Falls still has the Rift Herald available, as it looks like Junglers is trying to clear their waves. Top side, Alesria is really starting to have to be busy about this Yorick. And oh my goodness. Execution almost.
Really terribly played from Blamp right there, getting caught out in the tri-bush after knowing that we have no eyes on any of the enemy players except for Alesria trying to cover onto this top side. That is exactly what I was talking about, is you need to catch out the Jinx first. Cataclysm goes out of the pack. Next will be the Janna. Arrow Hunter trying to root up Revan, but instead he's able to flash out of that Bandit toss onto Wadsworth, but he flashes out of the tower before any more damage can be done. Tilted top laner now on the top side is dealing with an Indominus Alesria, but the wife is cooking him up too. Tilted top laner taking a lot of damage from the minions, believe it or not, but nobody's here backing to go deal with this alligator. Never mind, Wadsworth actually backs to go help out his top laner. Meanwhile, River Falls is going to be taking out this Otacon. Revan trying to make something happen, but the MF ult is just going to be too much to deal with. River Falls losing a tier 3, but gaining the Otacon in trade, as well as a couple of kills.
There's so much happening in this game. Like, River Falls looks like they're winning this game. They're taking objectives. I mean, objectives have been pretty balanced, apart from the turrets. Alabama, Huntsville has just demolished these turrets. River Falls is just now trying to collect T1 on bot side, T1 on mid side, T1 on top are both still available, but we're going to be running down, I mean, Sparklebot's going to be able to get out of this pretty safely here. That's the Janna knock-up, and this is the Jinx traps coming out. He's trying to EQ over the wall, but unfortunately just didn't have it available. Unfortunately, will fall. But, you know, some gold not going in the pockets of the Rise. Definitely going to need some more magic resist on the side of River Falls here just to try and stay alive. But there's so much happening, and it's almost like a fusion, like the yin and yang logo, and the fact that, like, yeah, Alabama's taking a lot of objectives here. Wisconsin's taking a lot of objectives here, and they're, you know, capitalizing on the kill participation. It's kind of just this whole melded pot, and we don't know who's on what side, who's winning.
Unfortunately, because Sparkle died there, Amumu will secure that second Drake for the side of Alabama. That is the third Drake of the full game, which means we're going to have an Infernal Soul here going into the late game on the Summoner's Rift. Unfortunately for River Falls, I think that Alabama is starting to snowball just a little bit, especially with this Yorick split pushing into the top lane, getting that Nexus turret. Now we need to dedicate somebody on permanent watch to make sure that a back door doesn't happen through that top lane. I think River Falls is going to have enough vision and enough situational awareness and map awareness to prevent that from happening. However, they will be at a man disadvantage for every single objective going forward until that Nexus has respawned.
Yeah, and this York is the only person on Alabama's team that has teleport, but that doesn't really mean much. That only word is really contradicted with the fact that this guy has Hullbreaker. So he's going to be able to force these waves and force these lanes really to Alabama's advantage.
Couldn't see that coming a mile away.
That's going to be...
Who would have thought that you build Hullbreaker on Yorick? Crazy.
Yeah, right. And, Hullbreaker, teleport, Yorick.
This is the most solo queue build I've ever seen.
What's going on?
In my entire life.
Yeah, the Infinity Force is kind of... Or Triforce is kind of new to me. I don't know. I'm not really much of a tank brawler top laner, but I'm seeing Infinity Edge on... I don't know why I keep sounding say Infinity. I'm wondering why Triforce is so prevalent right now. I'm seeing it on characters I normally, and I'm seeing it in at least one character every single game. It's very good on characters that have an auto attack cancel, such as Yorick's Q or Wukong's Q is very powerful with it, because you're able to proc it more than once as long as you wait for the cooldown to happen. You just auto, then you wait for your empowered Q auto. Revan is marching up, but this isn't really his jungle. He may be too tanky for anybody to do anything. Unfortunately, Eerie has to flash out, and the MF ult is popped in response. The Cataclysm does not land on anybody, as Prem is able to flash out instead as a response. And now, one by one, River Falls is slowly falling. Alesria pops the Indominus, but also has to use his own flash to get over the wall. Tilted top laner brought down to about 1 HP from the Mel ultimate, but nobody's there for the follow-up. He will stay standing and start regenning health very, very slowly. Eerie did not
not die in that exchange, which was very good for River Falls, but Revan maybe looking for a bandage toss. Arrow Hunter has to flash over the tier 3 just to avoid this sad mummy. The root does not land. However, the slow from the MF does. Is that going to be enough to do any sort of tick damage? Yes, it is! With Arrow Hunter securing the kill with the Q into that bush. Well done from River Falls to recover that fight after it was looking so hopeless.
The Amumu is so unkillable, and especially with Janna right beside it, with that E throwing out a shield onto his boy, it's just that Amumu is almost unkillable. He's got health from the Landries. He's got Sunfire, which is going to, I believe, provide both armor and MR, and then on top of that, health. But it's just
with a Bramble Vest.
Yeah, and then he's going to have Bramble Vest and Thormail up pretty soon. River Falls is going to be trying to maybe look for Baron here, really early Baron. Alabama's going to try and check it. It looks like they're sending the Janna first, which may be a bad idea. Having Janna all by her lonesome down there, Wadsworth and Broadsworth and Lesria, or who else is up there? Wadsworth and Sparklebutt, none the wiser. Lesria, meanwhile, getting trapped by this stupid Yorick who's rushing him down on a turret. God, this guy's just so annoying, isn't he? But Arrow Hunter is here to stun him up, and the ultimate's going to hopefully just barely miss. Oh my God! The range on this guy is insane!
Is he walling?
I don't get it!
What the hell?
I don't get it! He's even saying this York is just annoying because he's just in your face everywhere, and Revan's starting the Baron. River Falls trying to back out of it, but Erie, meanwhile, in the back, getting just mauled by this Rise.
This may be the end of Sparkleblood. He's going to get pinched by 3 more members of Alabama onto this backline. This is no longer his blue buff. Arrow Hunter is going to get chased down as Blam flashes away from the root. However, he's not going to use that Jinx passive to run down the Mel just yet. Instead, they're going to turn their eyes towards Baron. However, looking back onto that Arrow Hunter, he's like, from the 3. Yeah. That's like a second time in a row he did that. He did it once in the bush with no vision. I believe it was it onto Revan on the Amumu? Yeah. And then he did it again onto Tilted. Both of the tanks just getting Kobe by this Mel. This is unbelievable.
It's the Shadow Flame right here, just offering so much AP and Magic Pen. It's melting right through him.
Speaking of item power spikes, 2 members that actually just purchased before that incredible kill that we saw from Arrow Hunter that I wanted to point out was the IE on MF. So Erie is going to be doing a lot more critical damage. IE is a huge power spike. That's why Jinx even built it second. And unfortunately, for the side of River Falls, is that Alabama got their own power spike. Rise did complete the Rabadon's death cap. Yeah. He is going to not only be tanky with this Roa and monoscaling of Rod, but dealing a lot of damage with that AP scaling from Rabadon's death cap. Oh my gosh.
We got a lot going on here.
Everybody is grouping around. There's going to be a TP that comes
Yorick
through.
is just trying to do Yorick things. Guys, leave him alone. The Drake's more important, I promise. We got 3 folks from River Falls behind this Drake pit, trying to maybe hop in there. Jarvan's here. Mumu is also on it. River Falls going to secure that 4th Drake of the game, denying Alabama of the soul point. Erie coming in, Arrow Hunter protecting Erie. The redemption's going to come down. The ultimate's going to come down from Arrow Hunter. So much damage coming out and going in from River Falls, but unfortunately it's just not enough. And Alabama is just stalwarting, putting their arm forward. It's just like the kid who grew a little bit faster than everybody else in middle school football. He's just running, and there's just a trail of River Falls little younglings holding on to his legs and his jersey and his arms, and he's just Alabama's just pulling right through.
Really good recovery attempt from River Falls.
I'm loving
this
game.
Drake steal was incredible. That makes up for the 0-10 scoreline. I think that Drake steal was almost impossible. You have an Amumu, Rise, and what was it, Janna, that are all in the Drake that can peel you off. EQ dry, no Cataclysm, and he's still able to outsmite an Amumu with both bandage tosses up and the ultimate available.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot believe that. That should be an unstealable Drake from every metric, and he's still able to do that. That's a win in my book.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll say it again. I'm really loving this River Falls team. They're playing so well right now. It's a shame that it had to happen right at playoffs where they really started to find their groove. They got Sparklebutt in, had a rough week and a half with Sparklebutt, but after that, I mean, they're really looking like a great team right now.
They're starting to find their groove. Speaking of groove, we're going to groove on into a small break as we set up for the next game. This is going to be a best-of-3 series, so we still have lots more League to bring to you. However, for now, I don't know how to change the
I'll go run do it right now.
As of right now, and probably into the continuing future, I have no idea how to operate production here. I am just a semi-pretty face to put onto this camera. Stay frosty. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 here at River Falls versus the University of Alabama. What was it again? Bakersville, Huntsville. That's exactly what it was. I knew that. I was just testing my co-caster here.
Gulf of Mexicoville.
Gulf of Americaville. I'll have you know.
We're all the way up here in Wisconsin. We don't know what's going on down there anymore. I think they changed the Mall of America to the Mall of Mexico.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah, I think they did.
It was a draft and they traded.
Yeah, so if you change your location to anywhere south of the border and then try to find your way over to the Mall of America, and you'll find the Mall of Mexico up here. But we still have Nickelodeon. It's still called Nickelodeon. They didn't take that from us. They didn't take the Dora the Explorer Ferris wheel. They probably rebranded the Dora the Explorer to something else at this point because that's I don't think people watch Dora the Explorer anymore. And the backyard giant swing, the backyard pals or whatever.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle twisting.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Now they're
the Danny Phantom bus now bleacher turn.
They're not Teenage Mutant. They're senior samurai tortoises now, unfortunately.
Senior samurai senseis. The SSS is on the case.
We're jumping right here onto Summoner's Rift now. Arrow Hunter may be in trouble as it's going to be a 5-stack onto this topside mid bush.
Look out!
Diana Q will hit, but instead, Arrow Hunter
I thought that was a Nautilus for a second.
Arrow Hunter chooses to expend the flash instead, is what I meant to say.
Oh my god. No, don't tell me. I want to take very close attention. Take notes, ladies and gentlemen. River Falls has four arcane comets. So I don't know. I don't know if this means you play for the early game poke damage and then wait for Sparklebutt to pop in with the Pantheon and grab your kills for you, or if they know something that we don't, being the iron players that we are. But I'm here to watch some League of Legends. I'm here to cast some League of Legends. So let's see what we got. I'm first, really interested to see how this goes on the bot side with an Ash Galio versus Wadsworth's very renowned Nico, and then a new champion for the Rift from Erie, being Varus, running Cleanse and Arcane Comet. So definitely going to try to be running a little further back, a little more conserved and poke damage, and trying to keep this Galio definitely in check. He's got Guardian, so he's able to provide some extra barrier for himself and his Ashe when they're nearby. But having all of this poke damage coming out from Wadsworth and from Erie is just going to be a lot, especially with these arcane comments.
Ooh, Wadsworth stepping up a little too close for a Galio. You can't get in with that range as a Nico. You need to stay a little further back. Unfortunately, gets chunked down to about less than half HP.
Oh my
Lesbria
goodness.
gets flashed on and gets
forward.
first blooded by tilted top laner. Unfortunately, that he did not expend his own flash. However, the TP is still available for this Malphite, so one kill won't be terrible. Unfortunately, I think it's just going to be the way that this lane plays out for now. 2 more health potions in the pocket for Lesbria on this top lane, so he does want to try and have some sort of sustain.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's going to be a longsword purchase for the side of Kled after getting that 1 kill, so he's going to be doing even more damage onto this top side.
Yeah, Lesbria is going to be able to push this wave forward as top laner, tilted top laner, specifically the Alabama top laner, not just top laner in general.
Good day, Junior. That's a little reference for you.
I'm more familiar with the jury.
I thought you were going to say,
my cousin Vinny.
I thought you were going to say, I get so tilted in the towers.
But yeah, so I think Kled's definitely going to be doing more damage here, but Lesbria was able to pocket some more of these minions while he was on his leisurely stroll, admiring, hopefully, the beautiful northern lights if you're up here where we are. I don't know, I haven't seen outside in a couple days, so...
We lock him here in the lounge when we leave, actually.
I'm here in between games, so... I mean, we've got some movement here from River Falls. We've got some movement here from Alabama. Definitely on the side of Alabama, as Alabama's pushing up with this Diana jungle. Very strong, very dash assassin-heavy character. Kind of similar to Pantheon, minus the health and armor, and a great addition on the side of damage. But we're going to be going to regank. You can't regank that clone when it's trying to recall. It's out of here. Diana is spotted still towards the bot side, so Sparklebutt's just leisurely making his way maybe towards the top side, maybe towards... actually, I think that's... Oh, not going to be some double scuttle action, but just the top side action. Respectively taking their scuttles here in the jungle as we set up for some vision, set up for, maybe getting another regank here, or just a, hey, we're here, we're recalling. River Falls unfortunately doesn't have a ward in that tri-bush. Oh, Ash is going to spot the Diana for them. Well done, team. We'll pocket that one, pocket that vision score for us. And we go back to another lull.
Yeah, honestly, for the bot lane of River Falls, that wasn't too bad. They did have to use both flashes, but they had the wave state exactly where they wanted it to be, pushing up towards their tier 1 tower. So terrible wave management from the side of Alabama and good lane pressure, or rather, not the pressure, but I guess lane control from River Falls to recover from Wadsworth getting so chunked. Good response from this bottom lane that we're so used to seeing with Wadsworth and Erie. Something else that I wanted to mention, though, is Pantheon did not go in for a counter gank. Instead, knowing that the Diana was in that bottom side jungle and the Diana was going to be a little stronger than him, he went for the top scuttle instead of risking the bottom scuttle. I think that's a very smart play from Sparkle. You want to wait until a couple more power spikes can hit for this Pantheon before you want to box out a Diana, especially when the items are starting to swing into the way of Diana because of just this small CS difference. May not look like much, but she's still going to be able to outdamage you with the pure AP output. And how dominant this bottom lane can be with this Galio, you don't want to try and counter gank and get sucked into that taunt. Well done from Sparklebot to read the map like that. Now we just have to wait for Pantheon level 6.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of this game for River Falls is just going to be hurry up and wait. We're going to see, Alesria is in prime. You would think prime time to take on this Kled and really lay into him, but he's still Kled. He could get that Jarl back at any moment, especially if he has a little bit of health regen, which he kind of does with the Doran's Blade. But he's opting for the recall here, as Alesria is hopefully going to try and regain some of that CS that he lost. And Erie's going to get dove on by this Galio, and unfortunately Wadsworth is too far caught out to help him out. The root comes out on the Galio and the Diana. Galio going to flash forward. Erie's still trying to lay in some damage, and he's still outside of range, just barely. Revenge again, or Revan again on Diana's going to be able to pick up this kill, shooting up some little astral orbs through this turret. Sparklebot's on mid or on bot side trying to help out, and we see Arrow Hunter. We've just been getting little glimpses from the mid lane from Arrow Hunter, just doing whatever it is that he's doing. Oh my gosh!
Just hit level 6, was able to ult the Kled under the turret, and that's why he was able to take that extra turret shot. Greedy from tilted top laner to try and go for that demolish proc. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, I'm in such awe because there's just so much going on this rift right now.
There really is.
Every single lane has action in it. And look, we're about to see some more with the Pantheon hovering around this Drake. We may be setting up here.
Yeah, I think we're just going to wait for it. I think he's going to grab Vision, maybe Recall. Varus is going to help out here because he's got nothing else going on. I was going to say, we keep getting these little glimpses of Arrow Hunter on mid lane. The camera's maybe going from bot side or Rift up to top lane, and then in the middle we see Arrow Hunter just throwing out a wave that knocks back this Azir and keeps him in check. Really even lane on the mid side, but Arrow Hunter was able to pick up that first kill, so he's looking real good with that lost chapter and the amplifying tome. I think we're just going to keep getting more AP, but this jungler from Alabama is pushing forward, and Arrow Hunter is going to get knocked right into him. The ultimate might get popped as well. He's just barely gets taken. Oh my gosh.
Pantheon ult is able to claim up that kill and trades out for 1-for-1. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Erie is going to be taking so much damage.
Oh
the flash is still not available. Zapak on the Galio will instead get another kill, but Erie is able to trade it out without even needing the flash. 1-for-1 trade, and one of the kills goes towards the enemy support, but then your carry gets one. I'd take that trade any day.
I just want to keep complimenting River Falls because it looks like, from a statistic point, they look like they're getting pushed up on, they're getting ganked on, and again, with stuff like this, with this Kled just beating out Sparklebot, taking them off of these Rift or these Void Grubs, the ultimate gets popped to make sure they can keep up, and that's going to be the first advantage that that Alabama takes from River Falls, is having these Void Grubs and a kill on this Pantheon. Because now it's a 5-4. We're now within a solid 1,000 gold, which is incredible that it's been so close. And Arrow Hunter is going to get popped on again because they know that this guy is a problem, and Turret is just going to do its best, try and keep him off. But so much damage is going to be outputted here.
4 members of Alabama was brought into this middle lane to deal with the no-flash Syndra.
This is crazy.
And Blamp used ult up that mid lane just to try and
Indeed.
secure the kill as well. They want this Syndra dead before he can start steamrolling.
Yeah, and this bot side was left really open without having the support there, and having Varus being able to do so much damage from such a far range away. Really able to crash out this. Oh, that wasn't Varus. That was a Nico. Oh no, they're both there. Okay, there's two Varuses. Okay, I was like, wait, did they send out the clone or what's going on here? But I don't. There's like, we're having divided attentions. We're having odd divisions here as well. There's 3 Varuses out now as Galio's trying to push up, make something happen. He's going to taunt Mr. Wadsworth. Unfortunately, the Pop Blossom, wait though, can come up. Erie's going to try and do some damage. The ultimate just barely goes wide on Blamp as Galio decided to respond with an ultimate of their own. Very good response from Alabama there, trying to keep all the riffraff out and off of the ADC. But just a strange push and pull.
Yeah, very interesting from River Falls. Unfortunately, Wadsworth, again, marching up onto a Galio when he has no business doing that, with the Galio able to close that gap so easily. Now Tilted top laner on the other side of the map is taking that advantage that he had from the early game and amplifying it even more by proxying this wave. Good thing for Alesria, though, with a proxied wave, he's able to catch this other wave for free and maintain where those minions stay and go.
No.
Eerie now getting ganked onto the bottom lane. The ultimate from Revan will be popped, and the flash away is not going to be enough as he simply just dashes to Erie's location. This jungler is going to be on a tear and is going to be very difficult to deal with now that Nashor's Tooth is online.
Which one's the real Pantheon? As Arrow Hunter's going to stun this Galio into a wall. Sparklebot's going to walk up, just barely gets taunted before he gets into the range to pop out that W. But the Q, the empowered Q, or no, that wasn't even the empowered Q. The empowered Spear Toss comes out and grabs that kill for him. Alesria TP'd, I believe, down towards the bot side to help take this first Drake, as River Falls really wants to make this thing happen and really get themselves up. Alesria is going to ult over the wall. Unstoppable Force is going to grab this Diana, and they want this smite out of the game, and they do it.
Sparklebot tries to go into that E, but he's taking a lot of damage from the rear from this Azir. Tilted top laner now TPing down to try and match Alesria in this team fight. Wadsworth putting in as much work as he possibly can onto the last 2 backliners. A stun goes big for Arrow Hunter on the Syndra as he stuns up Blamp and Prem. No more damage was able to be expended onto these River Falls players. They're able to back up, but no, Alesria comes back in from the bottom side of the river. But the snipe from Eerie is able to shut down the Kled. Now Prem and Blamp are the 2 that are going to be on the backside. Zapak does not have flash available after he died. So I don't think that they're going to be able to make up any sort of ground here on the side of Alabama. Drake may be free for River Falls once Pantheon is back in position.
Galio is still trying to pester. He's really pushed up here now. River Falls could potentially make something happen here. Oh no,
the ultimate from
Diana
Revan
is
is able to snap out
Arrow
a
Hunter's
frag
here.
onto Wadsworth. Arrow Hunter is still here, though, and he is level 9, and he is hungry. Pantheon ultimate does not land on anybody. He charges up that spear, trying to do as much damage as possible, but no, it's going to be a flash forward and a stun onto Revan from Arrow Hunter.
They're not done.
Flash is not going to be available for Arrow Hunter for quite a while. He is going to be heavily gankable, but I think that's going to be a worthwhile trade. Look at the TP from the Kled, though. Tilted top laner is going to come down. Alesria cannot match as he does not have the TP available for the Malphite. River Falls thought that this Drake was going to be free after Revan died, but unfortunately the Kled was able to make up the difference. Zapak is now trying to search for something, fishing out any sort of member from River Falls that he possibly can. Prem and... who is it? Tilted top laner, Blamp, and Zapak. Actually, all 4 members are staying onto this Drake. The Ash Arrow goes wide, isn't able to land on anybody. Wadsworth knocks up 2 with the Pop Blossom.
The Drake is stolen.
Top. Oh my gosh, the Drake actually got stolen from the Pantheon. The Pantheon gets a double kill afterwards. Prem gets a huge shuffle onto 2 members of River Falls, but the damage has already been done. The Drake has been stolen, and a stun from Arrow Hunter is able to push Blamp off of his jungler. Revan now dashes up and is able to slay the mid laner from River Falls, but yet again, Sparkle is able to get out off of the edge of his seat. Oh my god, what a Drake steal and what a team fight.
Can we get like a time counter on that? I think that was like a 3-minute team fight where all of Alabama was refreshed and was back into that fight. Alabama's still up 3 kills on this, but I don't know what happened, but it didn't feel like it to me. It just kept going in the side of River Falls, and granted, they took some really bad deaths there, unfortunately, but the amount of casualties and the amount of kills and takedowns that they were able to pocket it was pretty even throughout that whole thing.
Oh my gosh. I'm so out of it. I'm so stunned. This game is just constant action. It's way too late for this.
All gas, no breaks. And then we pan up to Alesria taking some well-deserved plates on the top turret.
Yeah, Alesria that entire time was making up the gold difference.
Oh, no.
Now with level 10. A complete level over his competitor,
Oh.
Sparkle. Now going to try and gank Tilted top laner, but he's able to make it out. He still has that Titanic Hydra online, which means that he's going to be very, very difficult to kill into this top lane.
Yeah, difficult and tanky. And Alabama's got 2 Baron teeth. The Nasher's teeths, plural.
Lesria hits back now.
Yeah,
he's starting to deal a little bit more damage.
No, Eerie.
Blamp will be Galio ulted as the Verisalt does miss. The cleanse is going to be popped, but not before he dies. Pop Blossom will knock up Zapak, but it's not going to be enough as the tower shots are going to knock down Aaron as well. A triple kill for the Ashe after a failed gank from the side of River Falls. Verisalt didn't hit, and it was all a stumble from there as time and time again, River Falls makes these incredible plays, but one missed ability is the difference maker. Now Alezria boxing out Tilted top laner.
The ultimate's
Tilted top
available.
laner is off of his mount.
He could shut down this Kled.
He could try and go for a cheeky little play before the Kled is able to regain any HP from his passive.
Yeah, unfortunately, during that previous fight, River Falls, I guess, didn't realize that Galio had the ultimate online and was in such a range where they could pop down and protect this Ashe, because Arrow Hunter was behind the turret trying to push in. Wadsworth and Eerie were trying to push in under that turret as well, and they just got shredded by that turret.
The Azir is rotating up. He may be recalling now, but I don't know if it's going to be a fake, as Diana is hovering around Tilted top laner, just trying to beg Alezria for going in, but he has backup himself as Sparkle is also hovering, trying to counter gank to ensure that this Diana doesn't pull any sort of tricky nonsense. The Rift Herald may be started here for the side of Alabama, but River Falls will be soon to follow.
Oh, yeah, I think they are going to stick it. They're going to stick to it. Maybe Sarkablood's going to take his Raptors and check it again. Alezria maybe trying to get some lane prio as well, pushing up these waves, crashing this wave, and then rotating down to see if maybe they can do a cheeky little steal on Rift Herald. Sparklebutt's going to go towards mid side and clear some wards here. Alabama knows where they are, and they can pinch them here. Rift Herald is taken, and Sparklebutt has to flash out. Top laner is there trying to clamp onto somebody, but can't quite grab somebody, and I believe was going for the Nico clone there. As Arrow Hunter's here and stunning everybody. The Ashe Arrow hits, finally, and the ult comes out. All the ults come out. All the ults come out by the side of Alabama. I believe everything except for the Galio, because it's still on cooldown, was expended.
Diana all into the
people.
shuffle is going to be doing so much damage to Wadsworth and Arrow Hunter. Both of your burst mages are off of the board, and I know that Wadsworth is playing the support role, but he's still able to provide some sort of utility with the Pop Blossom that he wasn't able to get off. Heal was expended, but the team fight isn't over yet. Alezria pops the ultimate himself, trying to make something back. Sparklebutt falls in return after killing the Azir. It's just up to Alezria and Eerie. Eerie dealing so much damage with this poke. Varus flashed away from Zapak as the E from the Galio will not land. He's going to be doing a lot of damage with this on hit right now. Zapak is soon to fall. Yes, he is. The tier 2 in the mid lane will die. The flash forward from Wadsworth catches 2 as Blamp gets rooted up from Wadsworth, but then claims his life. He does not have backup, and now Blamp trades his own life for Eerie, but Eerie is able to get the shutdown in return. That's going to be a lot of gold into the pocket of Varus. I don't know if that was a worthwhile trade on Blamp's part.
Yeah, that was 3 kills finally picked up from River Falls, putting them at 13 here. Alabama still just being an absolute powerhouse somehow on every single front. And having 21 kills in their pockets. But still, 21 kills to 13, 4K roughly gold difference. River Falls still able to take these team fights as long as they keep their priorities in check. Unfortunately, they got every single ult thrown at them to pocket 2 kills for Alabama, and then just a really good follow-up again on that T2 mid turret from Alabama.
What an intense ADC battle that we saw. We knew that Ashe was going to be in the driver's seat after being 7-0-7, but or I guess it would be 6-0-7 by the time that he killed Eerie, but Eerie was able to just trade his own life knowing that it was going to be worth it just for the simple gold shutdown, and that's why he was able to complete, was that Monamune? I can't quite see it. Yep. It was the second item that he bought. That's going to be an available ability that he can actually activate to gain, I believe it's attack speed and movement speed. Ultimate from Pantheon will be used just to try to gain some ground and meet up with his team in this Drake pit. Ultimate from Alezria is going to land on a 2. Zapak is going to get knocked up. It's actually going to be the Diana of Revan that dies first. Blamp is on the back line, shredding up Eerie, and Eerie is the first one to die on River Falls. Big knockup from Zapak, but he's pushed back from Arrow Hunter with the Syndra Orbs. Now it's just going to be up to Sparklebutt to try and 1v4 into this blue side buff, but it's not going to matter as he just doesn't have enough damage right now on the side of this Pantheon. Second Drake is going to be claimed for the side of Alabama at the cost of their own jungler, which is very ironic.
Yeah, and Alezria and Arrow Hunter were able to get out of that fight. Honestly, a really good call for having them just survive and not giving Alabama as many, as much gold as possible. But I guess the whole team is up already. That was really fast for the amount of death that's happened this game. But we're only at 19 minutes. We need a break.
Very fast-paced game we're seeing right now on our screens. This is unbelievable. I can't wrap my head around how Blamp got into the backline in the first place. He was able to just walk up for free after Alezria was able to ult over the wall. It seemed like River Falls kind of just tunnel visioned onto the Diana and Zapak on the Galio, but this Galio is super tanky, and because all of the distraction was put onto that tank, Blamp was just able to curve around out of the backline, one-shot Eerie, and deal so much damage to Arrow Hunter that he wasn't able to help out in the fight until it was already too late. Speaking of tanks, Zapak is just taking up so much damage. Wadsworth can't do anything against him. He's actually just going to not even die yet, actually. He's going to survive, brought down to about half HP, but Revan jumps in and is a 3-man ulti from this Diana.
How are we worth money?
2-man ulti and a clone, I guess.
How are we worth that much money?
My eyes got tricked out. Tilted top laner now is going to take a lot of damage from Arrow Hunter, but it's not going to be enough to cement the kill. Rift Herald will be popped onto this bottom lane, but I don't know if it's going to be able to crash.
No.
Ooh, a shuffle over the wall from Prem was a very, very cheeky play. Another kill goes into the way, and then the favor of Alabama as River Falls only has 3 more standing players. Wadsworth actually got out of that exchange. Alezri is the next to give his life after ulting on a Blamp, trying to one-shot that Ashe. Not going to matter, though. Now, we have enough players from River Falls respawning. They may be able to chase down some of these members before they can finish the Otacon. Blamp is very vulnerable. Keep your eyes on this Nico. Pop Blossom is available, and Flash is about to come online.
You know, I think I'd like to preface also for the audience, River Falls, with the change of Sparklebutt coming in and Peach going out, that brings the average rank of River Falls down quite a bit because Peach was very high up, like master level. Sparklebutt here is maybe more of a little bit casual. Granted, we are in collegiate esports at this point, but he's clocked in around silver. So this team, this River Falls team, is anywhere between silver and like diamond emerald with Arrow Hunter. Don't mind that. We won't have to talk about that. It's okay. But like the River Falls team is maybe around like platinum diamond level as an average, and since Peach was in that pool at the beginning when they got placed into this league, it was so much higher. So they're playing against people around, you know, like high diamond and high emerald. River Falls is not at that point, which is why we're looking so good for the teams for the games that we're playing and the matches that we're up against. But at the end of the day, this is what we're dealing with. And honestly, if I'm River Falls, I'm pretty satisfied.
Yeah, I'd be happy with the turnout, even though that some of these games will end in a loss. Putting up such a good fight against people who have just been playing the game
just
so
incredible.
much more out of your elo, and for a higher. I assume that a lot of them are just over-leveled as well, just way higher level, which means they just, experience and sometimes skill comes with just consistency in playing with it. Our players just have a life. So sometimes that can be a big thing. Alezria now ulting onto 2 members, trying to bring this game back. Tilted top laner has to dismount, uses that Sterax, but it may not be enough as he's brought down to about 1 HP. He has to remount as Blamp is on a tear now, flashes out, but Sparklebutt is able to impale him right through the chest. Now, the back foot is going to be for Alabama. A kill does go into the way of Eerie. Yet again, more gold into the pocket of this Varus. Zapak now trying to run away onto this Galio, but he's simply too damn tanky. I don't think Sparkle and Eerie are going to be able to one-shot him with the health that they are currently at. Very good recovery play from River Falls, bringing some of those bounties into their own pockets. I think that it's going to take a little bit more to rope this game back into an advantage for them. However, Revan, this may be a really good pick if Alezria can catch up with Arrow Hunter.
Yeah, I think
Revan is the jungler.
Oh,
Revan does ult onto Arrow Hunter.
Oh my gosh, no, turn it off.
1v2 of them, a double kill for the Diana. Unfortunate for River Falls. They chased a little too hard, not knowing that the Diana is a little too strong to be 1v2'd at this moment.
Yeah. Where do you go? I mean, you can't contest objectives. They just pick you out one by one. Even if River Falls is really grouped up, there's the Azir ultimate, there's the Galio ultimate, there's the Diana ultimate, and then there's Kled just initiating everything and giving everybody movement speed, as if that's what they needed.
It's so hard to kill this Yordle. He had Sterax, which already popped. He had the shield from his original mount, and then he remounted and got yet another pool of health.
And then that extra little bit of shield that those extra, or the buffed boots give.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe it.
This would be a nightmare to deal with. These are stronger players than I. Arrow Hunter may be caught out here yet again. Tries to flash forward, actually down towards the lane instead of back up towards his team, and he's able to get back to safety at least for now.
Get on the other side of the mountain range.
Wadsworth and Erie are there to back up their boy.
I love Malphite.
Nobody has died yet.
So far, we're gonna get some recalls from both sides, as all of the resources from River Falls is just gonna be taken. So if they want anything, they're going to have to really fight for it or really be sneaky about it, which honestly both sides are kind of blind in the jungle. River Falls has a lot in their red side. Alabama has a lot in River Falls' blue side, but that's kind of it, Vision score is a little bit down, but we're looking – oh, I guess I should – probably look at the numbers before I say that, as Galio's got 62 at 24 minutes, and Wadsworth's got 46, which is that's pretty good, just about doubling Vision score per the amount of minutes in the game. Ain't too bad.
Looks like Alabama is calling for a Baron once it spawns in about 15 seconds. Galio R is going to be online for any sort of team fight that they want to get themselves into. It's all going to be up to River Falls to initiate the fight and try to have some good target prioritization, maybe jumping onto Blamp before the peel can come out from all 4 remaining members of Alabama. Prem now holding the line onto this small raptor bush. Arrow Hunter is there for the flank, though. Forces the flash out of Prem, but the Pop Blossom is able to root him into place. Prem is going to die to the enemy Nico. Now Erie gets knocked up by the ultimate from Zapak. Zapak does claim the ADC's kill, but has the damage already been done? The ultimate from Revan pulls in 2 members of River Falls, and now it's all up to Arrow Hunter to cover the line. Mid lane is going to be the name of the game as they start marching forward. A 3-man stun gets them off of their back, but they still may be looking for a Baron once it spawns up.
There's so much AoE and there's so much CC.
Oh, they did get Baron. I totally missed it.
Oh, so they did. I'll be.
I thought they peeled off of it. Whoops.
That was really quick. They had maybe the Diana stayed behind.
I didn't realize that River Falls also got a Drake. That must have happened. There must have been like another cheeky little steal that we missed.
Second Drake.
Is that what it was?
I think that was pretty well uncontested.
Okay, never mind.
Oh my gosh, Wadsworth getting flashed on, and Arrow Hunter getting flashed on by Zapak. Zapak doing a little bit of keep away, trying to keep River Falls away from their fountain, and then leading everybody else. River Falls really wants this guy.
That goes to Erie. That's actually a really big kill for the ADC. Erie has the potential to carry this game and bring it back from the depths. However, it does look a little unlikely, but more unlikely things have happened before, and I have nothing but faith in this team and the amount of progression that they have made throughout this entire year, and honestly just the past couple of weeks.
Oh yeah,
it screams nothing but perseverance, and I think that's what we need to be seeing in this game.
Yeah. Well, all of our ultimates are going to be back up in time for this next team fight here, so we'll see. I think we got one more good gumption college try in us before our Nexus unfortunately falls, but we'll see there. We'll get there when we get there.
Oh my gosh, this Diana does so much
Triple
damage.
buffed.
This is unbelievable.
On a Wednesday afternoon.
Go home, Diana. You're drunk.
The whole Aurora Borealis in your living room.
Revan just looks to be he might just be fishing for a single ult onto Erie, knowing that that's going to be probably one of the only members of River Falls that's going to be doing some real damage.
I can't believe this Ashe has 26 takedowns out of 39 total, which is more than any other member on their team. That's incredible.
Ooh, Tilted top laner is now getting caught out. The Galio will trigger, but just knocking up one. The stun comes out from long field as it lands onto one of the members of River Falls out of left.
What happened?
I cannot believe that. A triple kill for the Kled. Zapak now chasing down Lesre, but he's simply too damn tanky to be pushing him under or down a tower like this. 2 players are left onto the side of River Falls, Erie and Alezria. Can they make some sort of magic happen? Erie is healing up over half HP in the base, but it's not going to be enough. GG's in the chat. Well played to River Falls and well played to Alabama. That, I believe, closes out the season.
I think so.
But the Falcons will be back stronger than ever next time.
Absolutely.
I have nothing but faith.
Yeah, I'm excited. We don't know the exact dates of when we're back, but we do have a couple of other final playoffs going out through this week, I believe. Rocket League maybe happened today or yesterday, and I think we do have Smash tomorrow. And then I believe Overwatch also plays later this week. So if you're interested in some other esports, we've got some other stuff going on for you. So we'll be back next season. Absolutely. It's been a blast casting this team and seeing them grow and seeing them change and seeing them, again, as you said, persevere through this crazy crazy season, for lack of any other better words.
I also believe that we may be, I know that we're hosting it on campus. I don't know if any River Falls teams are competing, but we will be hosting this Saturday and Sunday the Valorant and Rocket League Regionals, I believe.
I thought it was WEC.
WEC, something similar to that.
UWEC.
Some very awesome Valorant and Rocket League gameplay will be
Absolutely.
hosted here live and on LAN in person. So don't miss it. If you have no weekend plans or you want something to look at on the side while you complete some household projects, that's something to turn on.
Good old Wisconsin esports.
That's it. It's going to be it for us here in the studio. Thank you so much for joining me today, Gavin.
You as well.
I will also be asking you to stream.
Okay.
As he is
I
also
can go
our
do that.
big tech guy. This guy works in IT. Can you believe that? Big old nerd here.
I got my degree here.
That's right. Come to River Falls, and you can maybe be just as talented as the G Spree himself. But like I said, that's just going to be doing it for us. Have a wonderful night, ladies and gentlemen, and stay frosty out there.